So, Daemon X Machina has been one of those titles with a huge question mark on it leading up to this massive release season that we're getting into. They had a demo for it a while back. A lot of people weren't super pleased with it, but they said they were going to listen to the feedback, implement some changes, and come back with a better product. And they've since released a prologue demo. They released it during that most recent Nintendo Direct. And I have heard people say that this newest demo feels better than the previous one, but beyond just how good of a game it is, this is a Japanese mech action game. Not exactly the most popular genre there is, at least definitely not in the West. The genre always has had a super difficult time over here. So with today being the game's official release day, it needs as much exposure as it can get, right? Well, advertising for the game definitely hasn't been strong. That's for 100% sure. I haven't really seen anything for this game outside of the Nintendo Directs. The free demos are certainly a good way to get people to try the game, but how many are even going to know that the demo is there or that this game might be for them? In the modern era, it really is, it's all about that internet word of mouth. You want people everywhere and anywhere to be talking about your game, especially now around release time. And I can tell you one place that many who may be interested in this game won't be talking about it: YouTube. In a very, 2009 move? Marvelous Incorporated has imposed copyright ID claims on in-game footage of this title on YouTube, meaning just having footage of the game in your video can get the video claimed. Thus, the content creator can't make money off of it. As their official Twitter responded to someone complaining about their review getting claimed, quote, "These content ID claims are issued by Marvelous Incorporated in Japan. For Daemon X Machina, which is published by Nintendo, ad revenue support must be disabled for the video. The content ID claims received impose that rule." Plenty of other people have since confirmed that their videos have also been claimed leading up to release, which, for one, before I even get into how dumb this is, how did you not make this known to reviewers beforehand? Abundantly clear. Maybe there was some fine print somewhere, but I don't know how you could expect to send YouTubers, review codes for your game to review, and expect them, what do you expect them to not make a video on it? A video that they're going to monetize? And do you not think this is going to piss them off? Those who may have put a ton of time into not just playing the game, obviously, but actually making their video? So you can't monetize your videos talking about this very niche game. And I just wonder, how? How in 2019 do some of these companies still think this is a good idea? I honestly, I do not see how this is even possible anymore. It's free advertising, people. That's it. Even if the game is bad, you could argue, they just want to hide the quality from the players. I think we're at a point now where you're going to turn off more people who see that as incredibly fishy. When a game comes out and there are no reviews for it, people automatically assume, there must be a problem with it. So no matter what you do, I think hiding things from the player base only hurts you in the end. Now, in terms of the full game's quality, reviews have been rolling in, and they're making it sound like the game is pretty mediocre. It's okay. Now, myself, I've only played this newest demo, and I'd be sort of inclined to agree. But don't forget, I'm not someone who also sees a 70 out of 100 and goes, oh my god, what a terrible score. Guys, every game can't be an 8 out of 10 or better, okay? So I think the score is fine, and the game is still, I think, pretty good. And also don't forget, I'm definitely not a part of that target audience, which, again, is pretty specific. I would say, I think in terms of many of the key aspects for a mech game like this, it seems to have a good amount of what I would think these players want. Lots of customization options. You can change your mech's armor, colors, put guns all over the damn thing, plenty of stats to dwell on. The action is fast-paced. There are some pretty cool moves at your disposal, and I actually really, really like the cel-shaded art style. Downsides would be the missions seem pretty repetitive. Story segments can be a bit weird. Again, though, not stuff that is really out of the ordinary for mech games, or at least the way I perceive them to typically be. And that's why I think these people have made such a big mistake. Like I keep stating, this is an incredibly niche genre. The potential fan base of people who love like the Armored Core series, the Gundam games, and in the mainstream games press, these titles often get Met review scores or don't get spotlighted very well, while still being adored by that loyal fan base. Now, I'm not going as far to say this game is going to be, a hidden gem necessarily, but I think it would find a fan base, a broader one, if it was allowed to, if people were able to monetize this content online. But yeah, not allowing people to do that is seriously going to hamper the ability for this game to build an audience. You already have so few people putting a spotlight on it, why would you want to make that number even less? I don't get it. Especially during this time when there's plenty of bigger stuff to talk about. This isn't a dead time of year. Borderlands 3 came out today for PC players on that world-famous Epic Game Store. Even on Switch, Astral Chain wasn't that long ago, and next week, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening and the biggest Nintendo Switch release of 2019, Untitled Goose Game, both launch. I think those actually launch on the same day. So we're already into this big release season that is going to carry on through the holidays. This thing is not slowing down, and you have this game that is already going to be overshadowed by all the other releases during this time, and you're going to restrict how people are able to make content about it, to spread the word about it? Game devs, publishers, please listen. This is not something you want to do ever, and let this title serve as an example. Because even though, yes, this is release day, we don't really know what the sales figures are or anything, but I already don't think it was going to blow people away in terms of sales numbers to begin with, and now I think they completely sealed this game's fate. I actually can't wait to see some of the initial sales figures for this one. I think it's going to be pretty bad. And it's like, I want to say you should put more faith into the little guy with YouTubers, but we are talking about major YouTube channels that are affected by this. Anyone who makes a video on it, I believe, is going to get hit with this claim. So it's more so you're putting emphasis on older media, like written reviews over video, because obviously, if your people are doing written reviews, they're not getting those reviews claimed. And I don't want to knock written reviews, not at all, but again, in 2019, dissing video creators on platforms like YouTube, when you have a game like this that you should just be cherishing any person who wants to talk about it, it just seems like the dumbest thing you can do. Anyway, with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts on this interesting decision to put restrictions on content creation surrounding Daemon X Machina in the comments. What do you think these people were thinking when they made that decision? And how do you think it's going to affect the game's sales and just overall interest surrounding it? Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this discussion of the video restrictions for Daemon X Machina. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you want to keep the conversation going, hit me up on Twitter, @JohnnyZakari, and join my Discord, ChiGuy and Friends. Link to both in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching.